Yo, what's up? We're now sitting in the MC Hammer, my Tesla Model 3 Performance, and in this video I'm gonna explain to you what's going on, because you guys probably heard about it. I have sold MC Hammer now. So I own this car for almost 2 years, and I'm waiting for a Model S Plaid Plus, which will hopefully come by the end of this year, September, October, we don't know, hopefully. And that's why I was thinking, okay, I'm going to sell this car eventually. But I wasn't planning on selling him that early. But I had the idea that I should try to sell him before it gets too close to 100,000 kilometers, because at 100,000 kilometers you have no warranty left. There is something called reclamation, which is like technically also kind of warranty, which is good. So for example, the screen is supposed to last for 5 years regardless of how many kilometers it's done. So at least the new buyer, he's protected by that one. So doesn't have to be too worried. And also MC Hammer, this Model 3, has very few issues, so there's not much that can break on this car. But I still want to sell him before it's too late, because there's like a magic point. Once you don't have warranty anymore, you tend to get shit price. And I was thinking between 400 and 450,000 NOK. And then this guy offered 420,000 NOK. I don't know if that's a coincidence or whatever. And then I asked Markus Biel, you know, that guy know a thing or two about selling cars. I asked him, you know, this guy, he wants to buy it for 420, and Markus like, sell it, man. Markus suggested that MC Hammer is worth only 400k, despite having so much equipment, because yeah, I invested some in equipment on this car. For example, the Lumar paint protection film, full protection film on the car, plus ceramic pro coating on top on that one. Again, this car just looks nice and shiny. And what else? Soundproofing, also extra soundproofing, even though I didn't feel like it helped that much. And then the Laser Elite 18 LED bar, also awesome. And what else? Yeah, the NRS brakes, new brakes and brake pads that's supposed to work great in Nordic winter. And then some minor updates, like upgrades like the lights, okay, some tinting. Oh yeah, tinting also, yeah. We tinted the rear glass here. Good shit. And also some wrap in the center console, it's not too reflective. And then the light upgrade, that I did it myself. And some minor upgrades. So, you know, for the right person, 420k is actually a bargain, because if that guy, he wants all that stuff, then it's awesome. For people who don't care, just look at the kilometers and they look at the price, then they don't care what is on there. But so I think it was a good deal for him also, and also a good deal for me to get rid of it before it's too late. But then what the heck am I gonna drive then? So I had an idea that I could maybe try to borrow cars, because I was looking for the past 3 months that MC Hammer has just been sitting at Möller, well, okay, let's say he's been sitting at Volkswagen, he's been sitting at Kia, Jaguar, Volvo. He's been sitting still for a long time, not doing anything. And also recently, I've been borrowing cars from Markus Biel. Awesome that I can borrow cars from him. And that also meant that MC Hammer was just sitting there doing nothing while I was busy testing lots of other cars anyway. So that's why I realized that, do I really drive my own car that much? Because even when I borrow press cars, let's say the Volvo XC40, I still use that press car to run some local errands, because I want to spend as much time as possible with that car. Not only when I do the own test that I do, like Yellow test or whatever, but also to run it on local errands or whatever. So I get more impression of, oh, how is this in the city? And so that's kind of makes up my mind when I want to do the final verdict on the car. So I realized that I really don't use my own car that much. So that kind of started me thinking, hey, maybe I can live without owning a car until I get the Plaid. Will that work? I could always ask. I mean, I have good connections with Kia and MG and Hyundai. You know, if they're willing to lend me a car for an extended time, I mean, it's actually a win-win. Many car manufacturers, they might not know it, but me, if I drive around with a car and I do tests and I sleep in it and do road trips, whatever, the more exposure they get, the better. Like, okay, the I-Pace, for example, was a good car. I didn't always speak nice to the I-Pace because it's kind of thirsty, but I also like driving it. So if for me, I-Pace is not my favorite car, it's not my #1 car, but the fact that I drove around with it, just show the good and the bad stuff with the I-Pace, made people want to buy it. And that could be the same case for if I borrow an e-Niro, for example. But I haven't really gone there to ask Kia or Volkswagen or wherever if I can borrow a car for 6 months. They're probably like, no, we don't lend out press cars that long. So yeah, I know my Kia Bjørn, no, doesn't count there. So I was thinking, okay, how about maybe I should go for a more reliable option here, which is to buy the shittiest car ever. So I went on Finn. And okay, I might not want to buy like a Think or whatever because these cars can't even be fast charged, but at least an iMiev. You see, wow, this one, an iMiev for only 22K. It would be like the shittiest car just to have a car to run errands, to go grocery shopping, to whatever, do my shit. And then also if I can get to borrow a car from now and then the car would just be sitting at the dealership or the importer, whatever, until I return it there. So that could be a solution, but of course this one will only be for the city. The cheapest Leaf is 42K, which is kind of pricey, and you might be thinking, yeah, but Bjørn, why are you being so stingy? No, well, I have to really focus all the money towards the Plaid. It's going to be expensive, so that's why I want to cut my losses low. So I could also get a Nissan Leaf. This is 2012. This has been on sale for a while now. And I was thinking, yeah, I could buy the Leaf. Maybe it has fast charging. Okay, it doesn't work for long trips, but at least for local trips and so on. And it has okay space, and I could also do some degradation test on it. I don't know if there is a picture of how many bars we have left on this car. I think, yeah, there you see. So there's some degradation here. It might have only 70% battery left or something. So that could be interesting. But the thing is that it might be interesting only for 1 week, and then it gets boring. And then people will be like, ah, shit, your Leaf again. Yeah, so they'll be like, ah. So another option is to go for Hyundai Ioniq. So I can also like that idea. If I get an Ioniq, I could do road trips with it. This one is not too expensive. When you see the price, 158K, that's about 15,000 euros only. It's dirt cheap in Norway. So if I get an Ioniq, I can actually take it on a road trip to Tromsø with Wi-Fi. It works. Okay, it's slightly slower, we have to stop more often, but it will actually do long trips just fine. So it's not only a city car. So that's what I like about the Ioniq. And then the price is actually not too bad. I actually consider this one of the best. Well, actually, let me think. My claim is that this is the best EV for the money in this price range, by far the best one. You have to step up a little bit more. Then if you reach Teslas, then that will also be the best car for the money. So yeah, Ioniq is also an option. But what was the problem getting my Ioniq? Okay, I want to try to cut the losses here. So if let's say I buy this one for 158K, I could drive around with it. I could even do some challenges, some races, have some fun with it, find out more, tap into the BMS, degradation test, whatever, and actually make some money on it, and also make really interesting content on the Ioniq. I know I have lots of Ioniq fans in my channels. They'd be like, oh, yeah, go for it, man. Yes. So that was also a pretty good option. And then I could also try to borrow, let's say, okay, I could always ask, try to borrow other cars for long periods. Let's just try, let's say 10 days, 2 weeks, something. See if Bertil Steen or Møller, they are willing to lend me a car. I feel like I have pretty good relationship with Bertil Steen and Møller at least. And also, I guess, also Hyundai. As for the other one, I'm not sure. I don't feel like it. They might feel it towards me, but I'm not sure. I'm not too confident against them. So, but that's an option. But then I also had some other ideas. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and the reason why I tell you guys is because this could also be relevant for you if you are looking to buy a car. Which car should you buy? Because people always ask me. But again, this is also a little bit special case for me because I'm a YouTuber, I'm a vlogger, I'm a car tester, so it's not only for a car for private use, it's also for doing tests and challenges and whatever. But I also had another idea, which is that how about I buy an e-Niro? Maybe I try to get a second hand, or maybe I can ask Kia if they have a showroom car or whatever, you know, something that is not too expensive. If I get some okay discount but not making money with the reason to buy an e-Niro is to break even. And think about this, if I buy an e-Niro and I drive around with it, it will actually be good exposure for Kia. That there's some big YouTuber drives around with it and tests it and sleep in it and whatever. I would be spending lots of time with it, 6 months, you know. So that could be an option, just to get an e-Niro, like ventepølse. It's funny, we call it ventepølse, which is a hot dog you eat while you're waiting for the pork chop or barbecue. It's the steak you barbecue to be finished. That's the ventepølse, and people actually also use that for cars. Yeah, it's kind of funny. So e-Niro is one of my better options, because why do I choose e-Niro? It has okay space in case we need it. It has pretty good range also. It also charges fairly fast. There is enough cobalt in here, so it doesn't cold get that much. And what else? Yeah, and it's also fairly efficient. So, and it has app support. So there's a lot of things I like about the e-Niro that I will actually consider owning one for about 6 months or 6 to 8 months, hopefully. Yeah. I also have other options. So ID3 is another option. Yeah, I've been driving around with ID3 also, and I was thinking, yeah, ID3 is also a good option. I can buy, let's say, well, now I think they don't have the first edition anymore, but this one is the 58 kilowatt hour version. So I can get one of these, maybe, and then make videos about the ID3. And okay, by the way, yeah, I can also make videos about e-Niro, but I feel like maybe the e-Niro is a little bit, like, done, right? So I'm not sure how much useful, interesting content I can make with the e-Niro. We can give it a shot. As for the ID3, well, yeah, I can also make some interesting content, but at least I will have a decent car I can drive around with. And then the third option is a Hyundai Kona. I also consider this one to be a good option. It has smaller than e-Niro, but then also it also have the similar properties, like very efficient car, good range, okay charging speed, not too expensive, and so on. Has app support also. But I also have some concerns about these three cars I mentioned. e-Niro has been having trouble with some low 12 volt battery, and it kind of dies randomly, so that's a little bit concerning, but I guess I can deal with that. The same with the Kona. I also have some 12 volt problems, and also the charge port is in winter kind of freezes over, but fortunately we're getting close to spring soon, so that wouldn't be too big of a problem. The same with e-Niro, is bothered by the frozen charge port thing here, but I mean, I'm a ninja, I can live with that. As for the ID3, it has some problems with software, so well, I can also thrive on that, right? Whenever stuff fails, I can make videos, and that will generate money. But also, I might be able to find workarounds, and it would be useful for the Volkswagen community that I own a car, and I could figure out more. And if I would buy an ID3, I would probably also get the OBD11, which is a special OBD dongle and a special app you need to tap into the BMS and learn more about it. So these three options are really also viable options, rather than getting an Ioniq. And also these three cars, they are way more comfortable and way better suitable for long trips, but the losses might be greater. Then it boils down to how much are these brands willing to lower the price to sell me a car. Not so I can make money of it, but so I can break even once I sell it after 6 months. So this was actually the best idea for me until I figured out that maybe there's even a better alternative, which is to buy another Tesla. Yeah. So I was also thinking for the longest time, do I really want a non-Tesla? I mean, it would be interesting to try non-Tesla. But the best app and the best car is still, for me, is still Tesla. It might not be the best car for you, but for me, I still like Tesla. But why would I get another Tesla? That would be boring, right? Well, the answer was here all the time. Because I was looking, hey, what kind of Tesla can I get another Model 3? What was the point of getting a Model 3? Well, oh shit, sorry, the load's a little bit slow. And then I saw, wait a minute, I've been looking in my channel, so many people have been asking me, hey Bjørn, when are you going to test Standard Range Plus? When are you going to test Standard Range Plus? And when I look into my channel and I look at Standard Range Plus videos, okay, there, finally it loaded. So look, Standard Range Plus range test, 170k views. 1,000 kilometer challenge, 96k views. What? And this, well, okay, this was when it was announced, that was 40k. So I have actually gained lots of views with the Standard Range Plus videos. And I just realized people have been bugging me for the longest time to test Standard Range Plus. And unfortunately in Norway, Standard Range Plus is not that common, because many Norwegians, they can afford a long range. You see, look at these prices here. You take these prices divided by 10 and you get euros. So in Norway, we have so nice price on EVs, and many people, they just go for the long range instead. But I've checked now. I checked with some people I know, reliable sources, that if you buy the Standard Range Plus, it will also get the power trunk and the chrome delete, but the 2021 Standard Range Plus comes with heat pump. Yes, some people might claim that it doesn't have it, maybe the China made one, yeah, but the ones that we see here, they have heat pump. I was thinking, ooh, if I get one with heat pump, that will be super content right there. I can have so much fun with this. I can make great, useful and interesting content that many people want. So can you guys please confirm, you guys want to see this shit, right? You want to see Standard Range Plus videos. I can do road trips, 1,000 kilometer challenge with a heat pump version. I've done it before, but that was pre-heat pump. I believe that the Standard Range Plus might be able to match MC Hammer with a little bit of degradation in winter range. That's how good the Standard Range Plus might be. So yeah, then I asked wifey, hey wifey, you know, we could buy what do you think, huh? You want to buy a Leaf or something? Should we get a Leaf? She was like, and I was like, what about Ioniq? She was like, well, maybe if you have to. And I said, well, what about e-Niro? She was like, I don't like the looks. I'm like, okay, fair enough. ID3 then, She was like, well, yeah. She was like, meh. And I said, and what about Kona? She's like, yeah, well, maybe, yes, if you have to. And then I said, or a Tesla. And she was like, can we afford one? We just sold one. Why do we have to buy another Tesla? You're gonna lose money. You know, that was her initial reaction. I was like, yes, I will lose money, but for the sake of the content, and I think, okay, it's gonna cost me, and I might also take a little loss when I sell it, but I will probably make it up in views. Yeah, just in views, really. And it's at least it's the cheapest Tesla Model 3 out there, so the losses might be pretty small anyway. So that was the whole deal, and then wifey agreed, wifey approved, so I was like, yes. So a Standard Range Plus, and then I went to Marcus and I asked him, how should I spec it? Like, because, you know, he knows a lot about selling cars. So I asked him, should I get the winter tire package, or should I just get something cheap from Mega Hjul? He said, no, get something cheap. Don't pay this. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, what color should I go for? Should I go black, never come back? Or should I go white, or should I go some other exotic? And then he gave me some advices, because based on that, I want to just minimize the loss here. I know I will not keep him too long. This is just ventepølse. And So the best would be white. Just go for the cheapest one. But very important, anhängerkopplung is a requirement. Or not a requirement, but in Norway you want to get that one, because then it would be way easier to sell it. Because you can't buy this aftermarket. Just wheels, whatever, you know, you can. But the trailer hitch, yes, get it. Other than that, all the other stuff here, no, just go for black, that's fine. Don't go on the fancy stuff, because it's the cheapest one. People who are interested in buying Standard Range Plus, they don't want to pay too much for it. People who are interested in the long range or the performance, they might want to get some more fancy colors or whatever. And then here, as for all upgraded autopilot, now they actually have this enhanced autopilot, it's called, where you have auto lane change. You don't have to pay a fortune to get it, but I still think it's not worth it to pay 30k just to get lane change. The other features here doesn't really work that great in Europe anyway, so I was like, nah. And then this one, no. So you see, this would be the car I would buy. And the funny thing is that it cost 420k. So it's the same price I'm selling MC Hammer for. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, but for the sake of the content, that's what I want to go for. But then Marcus said that, well, you know, he realized that I've been driving around with his car for a lot, and he's been actually getting 25 referrals, guys. Thank you so much for using Marcus B as referral, and also big shout out to Marcus for lending me those two cars, the Model 3 Performance and the Model 3 Long Range. I actually have them near my home right now. I have them at my disposal. I'm not done testing the Long Range yet. We're gonna do 90 to 10% acceleration test, but okay. And Marcus said that, well, you know what? He has ordered a Standard Range Plus. The exact same that I ordered, because he also went for the cheapest one, and he said that he can lend it to me. I was like, really? Because I was like this far away from ordering it, and he said I can borrow it. I thought, well, that's a win-win for me, because I can test it, do the whatever test I have to do. He will get exposure. So it's a win-win for both of us. So that's what's gonna happen now. So I will just wait for him to get it. Hopefully we get it in the end of March, and then let the test begin. And then we'll see then how long I'm going to borrow it, because I'm not sure if he's gonna lend it to me for 6 months. So maybe after 2-3 months, something else comes. Because I also looked at something, I don't know if you guys noticed, but at the Tesla shop now, I mean the Tesla website, if you check out Model Y, this is, I mean, it's actually a good opportunity for me to own a little bit, try a little bit of other cars before the plan arrives, because once the plan arrives, then it's game over for me. I'll be super busy with it. But look here, it says that the production is expected to start in the middle of 2021. So they actually, they think they can maybe we can get it this summer, and that would be perfect timing. I would be done testing the Standard Range Plus. I move over to Model Y, and then I drive around with the Model Y for a little bit, and then yeah. So I guess then how much will I lose on buying a Model Y and then sell it again? I guess for the sake of the content, I will take the loss, or maybe if someone can lend me one, and I could just buy a shitty Leaf, or maybe then I can buy the Ioniq in summer. That would also work great for me. So we have actually lots of opportunities, and also I have my wife's approval on getting a Model 3. Well, I mean, I was gonna buy one, but then Marcus Biel can lend me one anyway. So I was like, okay. But it was funny because wifey said, yeah, when I asked her, okay, so what about Kia? What about Volkswagen? And she was like, eh. And what about Tesla? She was like, yes. And I was like, okay, wifey, what about if we buy a Taycan? She was like, ooh. She likes Taycan. She likes Porsche, yeah. But that's the problem again with Taycan, because I know I have some insight in my channel that we have the gain, like I mentioned, the gain for Standard Range Plus is pretty high. The loss or the cost of Standard Range Plus is not that high. But for Taycan, the gain is not that high. The problem with Taycan is that not many people can afford it, unlike a Standard Range Plus or an ID3, because those videos have been getting lots of views. So I always have to consider this. I can't just throw out money out of the window here. So that's why a Taycan, even though it would be pretty fun for me to own and drive, I actually love the feeling of driving the Taycan. But the gain is too small and the potential loss is too high. That's why I'm not getting a Taycan. And then now I know that the comment section will be full of comments about, hey, get this car, get that car. Well, get the Ioniq 5. No, the Ioniq 5 won't be out anytime soon. Aria won't be out until next year. So there are lots of cars that I will probably not get. Like some people will suggest Mach-E or whatever. Yeah, but the candidates that I am interested in, I have measured them. I have mentioned them in this video. So yeah, pretty long one, but hopefully interesting for you guys when I talk about cars, and also why I chose some of them, or potentially want to buy them. And then nothing is decided yet, really. But what has been decided is that MC Hammer will be sold and handed over on Valentine's Day. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him. He's really awesome, really. If I wasn't a vlogger and if I didn't have to change car every 2-3 years, then I would still keep the Model 3 because it still works great. The 8% degradation I measured recently is not really that big of a deal. I don't notice that, oh, that's degradation. No, he just still goes really far. He charges really fast. He's super efficient, at least in summer. So that is not really a problem. So the reason why I sell him, because as a YouTuber, I need to get good content all the time, and I really need to swap cars every 2-3 years. That's just the nature, yeah. So anyway, really long video, but I wanted to take the time and explain to you guys in detail, because I've seen lots of questions and there will be more questions about what's going on. So yes, let's just end it now. So I think that's going to be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.